Welcome to Pick a Pile. My name is Kirsten with Water's Edge Tarot, and here you're going to pick a pile that you feel called to, that you feel drawn to, and that will be the message for you. I will have the timestamps in the description below. So we have pile 1, 2, and 3. All right, let's go ahead and get started with pile 1. All right, pile 1's message. All right, so you start in the Hangman. You are in a place where you need to be open to seeing things from a different perspective, to where things may not be easy or convenient in this perspective, but it's something that is for you to be able to learn from. And then we have the Knight of Wands and the Ace of Pentacles. You can't see that. All right, with the Knight of Wands, it's a reminder that we like to move, that we like to get things done, that we don't like to be still. But sometimes Spirit calls us to be still, and we have to be willing to do that. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles, and aces are always about new beginnings. And Pentacles are, more than just about our money. It's about our time, energy, and health. You spend time, you spend energy. Hopefully we're not spending our health. So here it's a reminder that, we are in a new space, in a new place with resources around us and time more abundant than typical. And it's a matter of how we're going to go about doing that and how we're going to go about using it. The next two cards I pulled are our immediate past. Just because I say immediate doesn't mean it happened yesterday. Just because I say past doesn't mean it's still something we're going through. And here we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed and then the Eight of Wands on top. Nine of Pentacles reversed is it's a place where we've been in independence. We've been having things, we've been in control of our time. We've been in control of our energy. But lately, it's that something's been taking that time away from us. Something's been taking that energy and distributing for us. We are not in control of how it gets distributed. It's getting distributed by outside sources. And then we have the Eight of Wands, though, which is our action-oriented suit, and it's saying that things have been pretty smooth sailing. So despite the fact that, things have been going outside our control, we've still been in flow, which that's a huge thing to be. All right. Our advice / grounding cards. We have Death reversed and the Five of Swords. All right, so death, no matter what, it's always about change. And with it being reversed, it's a change that we're aware of. It's a change that we know we're going into. It's a change that we've been working on for some time. With the Five of Swords, though, it's saying that we are still not 100% feeling confident about the change that we're making. There's still some part of us that's resistant. There's still some part of us that likes to be, who we are, not, where we're going. There's a part of us that's saying, this is too much, we can't do this, and we're fighting ourselves. This is our next steps card, and this is the High Priestess reversed. So this is telling me that we really need to start listening to our intuition. We really need to start honing in on what the universe is telling you, because in order to do that, we need to be able to quiet our mind. A High Priestess reversed means that the universe is giving you very clear and concise messages. That Spirit is saying, here's the answer, take my hand and go with it. But you're the one saying, I'm not sure about that. I need more information. All right, this is what's going on inside of us. We have the Fool. The Fool is always new journeys, new beginnings, new possibilities, new adventures. And this is what our internal influence is. So that's telling me that you are on this path and that you chose to be on this path. It's one of those things where you feel excited and you feel happy about everything at your heart value, but at the same time, there's a lot of uncertainty going on. This is our way to a possible outcome. And we have the Ace of Swords reversed to the Seven of Wands. Remember, aces are always about new beginnings, even in their upright or reversed position. With that being said, when we have the Ace of Swords reversed, we're cutting straight to the truth. We're getting very clear, very quickly, very bluntly, and we're not, being easy about it. We're saying exactly what it is that we need. We're giving that communication and we're putting it out there, which then leads us to the Seven of Wands upright. And the Seven of Wands is about standing our ground and being who we need to be. It's a reminder that we can do what we need to do and be who we need to be, but our actions need to speak for us. Our actions are what going to get other people to listen and follow through. Now that we had all the cards individual, let's pull it all together. So we started something, and we started it because we had this inspiration. We had this grand idea. We knew what it is we wanted to do. We wanted to see things differently. We wanted to be differently, and we're all excited about it. We had the space. We had, the ability to do the things that we want, and we were coming out of everything being slightly uncomfortable, but again, we're moving forward. And then when we start this journey, when we start this transformation, all of a sudden we hit a wall. And that wall is what's keeping us from moving forward. If we're pile 1, we are still undergoing this transformation. We're still undergoing this change. But now that we're in the middle of it, we're in the part where a metaphor that's easy to follow is you decided you're going to rearrange a room and you pulled everything off the shelf and now you're in the middle of just pure chaos. You're doubting. You're confused. You're conflicted. Was this right? Was this not right? Am I doing the right thing? Should I go left? Should I go right? Should I go straight? Should I stay still? The universe is telling you. The answer is clearly there. You just have to still the mind. If you can still your mind, you can remember that you're in the beginning of a journey that's going to be fun and it's going to be exciting. And if you can still your mind, you can get to that simple answer. It's right there for you. And then once you get the answer, just remember to allow your actions to speak for you. All right, pile 1. We also have our emotion cards here. We have fear behind us and we have gaiety in front of us. So fear is laying on top of the 9 of Pentacles and the 8 of Wands, which is telling me that the whole reason we even started this change was because when we were in 9 of Pentacles, when our time was being allocated without our permission or being kind of forced upon us to be in ways that we didn't want it to be, we got scared. Something caused us to want to do things differently because we experienced something for the first time that we'd not experienced. But let it be known that that is something that you needed to feel. That is something you needed to go through in order to have this change of perception. And if you can accept the change that you're taking and remember the reason why you took it, gaiety is all about laughter, happiness, and going forward with confidence and joy. And that's on top of the High Priestess reverse, which is reminding you the answer's already inside of you. Be still. That's literally the last card we have for you guys, is be still. So the funny thing about that is I don't look at these piles before I pull them. I literally lay the cards out and I flip them over, and it's just as new to you as it is to me. So the fact that I told you to be still in order to listen to your High Priestess, to listen to the universe, and that's your card, is be still, is huge for me right now. That's just too much. But that is the message. That is the grounding / advice. Be still. Not be still and don't do anything, but be still and give yourself the ability to listen. Be still and allow yourself to come to your heart center. Be still and allow yourself to be who you are. The stone that was in pile 1 is the Golden Healer Quartz. Golden Healer Quartz is known to help you fully transform and to fully release. All right, pile 1, that's a beautiful message. And I would like you to, in the comment below, I really want to know what it is you're going through, what transformation you're working on, and maybe I can help you listen to your High Priestess reverse and see if we can't come to an understanding on how to be still. All right, pile 2, let's get into your reading and see what we're finding out here. So we are going to start with you, not who you are as a person, just who you are in the situation. And here we have the Nine of Swords. This card is about anxiety. It's about despair. It's about our thoughts keeping us up at night. It's about being overwhelmed with guilt, shame, and depression and just not able to get past it. Not a good place to be, pile two. All right, the reason why we're asking the question is because we have the Sun reversed and the Queen of Pentacles. So the Sun reversed is one of those things where it's coming at us and it's saying, hey, we've learned something that we never have to repeat, but we don't have confidence in what we learned. So take it as a easy metaphor as we graduated high school. We never have to go back through high school. But we're like, did I graduate? Did I really? Should I go back and take a few more courses? No, you graduated high school. You can't go back. You can go further. You can go to college or, find an apprenticeship or something like that. You can't go back. You've learned the lesson. Have confidence in the fact that you learned the lesson. And we have the Queen of Pentacles here. A reminder that Pentacles is not just about finances. It's about our time, energy, and health. We spend time. We spend energy. Hopefully we're not spending our health. And the Queen of Pentacles is coming in and saying, we know we have the ability to create and do that we want to. We have the ability to organize our time. We have the ability to go forth and produce whatever it is we want to produce. But we're still in the lack of confidence here. Next two cards are going to be our immediate past. Just because I say immediate doesn't mean it happened yesterday. Just because I say past doesn't mean it's not still something we're going through. We have the Two of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. So the Two of Pentacles is us about working. It's about working in harmony with ourselves. It's about having an even balance. It's about knowing that, our time and energy is important to be spent both on business and at home, and that, we know how to keep everything even keel. And then we have the Four of Wands, which is saying that we have a solid foundation right now of happiness and celebration. Our actions have been fruitful and we've been doing stuff in order to help bring ourselves together in a way that is harmonious and celebratorious for us. These next two cards are our advice / grounding. All right, we have the Empress and then we have Temperance, and they're both upright. Empress is a reminder of creation and, just fertile soil, going about yourself and doing everything that we can from a divine feminine perspective. And then we have Temperance, which is about applying learned knowledge. Temperance is all about bringing the things that you learned into reality and putting it in action so that way you can learn through doing, because you can only learn so much from a book. Eventually, you need to do well to experience what you're learning. All right, we have our next steps card. We have Death. Ironic that was in pile 1's reading too. So here we are honestly going through a transformation. We are on the path of changing something inside of us that is going to be profound. We're releasing some of those fears and those anxieties and finding the truth within ourselves and what it is that we have to do or what it is we have to be. Remember, everyone, death is about you going through a change. It's something that is a part of you that no longer serves you. Kind of like if you're in the north, if you're where I'm at right now in the Midwest of America, we have fall happening, and this is still a death. This is our internal influences. This is the Queen of Cups reversed. The Queen of Cups is coming at us, and she's saying, we know how to express ourselves in a healthy manner. We know how to love. We know how to grow. We know how to create, but we'd rather just stay in. We'd rather be slightly tired. We'd rather be a little moody. We'd rather be a real, withdrawn, because that's easier than actually dealing and working through the things that we want to work through. And we have a way to our possible outcome, which is the Nine of Cups reversed to the Lovers. Now, the Nine of Cups is all about us being independent in our own emotional happiness. It's about saying, I create my own emotional happiness and I'm the one, I don't need anyone else to do it for me. When it's reversed, we still have that confidence, but it's more along the lines of, I'm going to look outward to create my own happiness. I'm going to go buy that purse. I'm going to play this video game. I'm going to read the book, because right now I just don't have enough internally to make my happiness. So I'm going to go external to make my happiness. And if the book, makes me sad, then the book didn't work. If the video game is, complicated and I'm not happy with it, then it didn't work. If the purse, I get it and then I decide, man, I'm bored with it, it didn't work. And when we have the Nine of Cups, we don't normally need those external influences. So let's go back into remembering how to go into the internal and say we're happy with who we are, and that happiness comes from the inside, which then leads to the Lovers. And if you know me, for me, the Lovers is always about you and self. Because your first relationship, the one that affects all other relationships, it's the relationship you have with self. But Lovers is upright here, and that to me means that we're going to be in a great harmonious place with self. We're going to be able to take this change, utilize it, harmonize it, and be in a place where we're going to be full of just nothing but connection and respect for self, and our other relationships around us are going to transform with ourselves. So now that we did all the cards individually, let's pull the full story together because we got a lot going on, pile 2. So we're in a place where there's something that we need to let go of, or there's something that's holding us in, and it's keeping us awake at night. But the real truth is, we've done work. We've learned the lessons. We have done everything we need to, and now we just need to go about and we need to be able to trust in our creativity and apply what we know. Once we get into the doing, the action-oriented part of leaning into flow, being creative and expressive, everything else is going to fall naturally. It's just a matter of applying that expression. Once we apply that expression, this Nine of Swords, those anxieties, those thoughts are going to falter. They're not going to stay there. They can't, because Death is saying, you're what's going. Like, this card is literally kicking this card and saying, we're done. We're done. So that way we can stop being moody and withdrawn, and we can go back to being that confident person that we are, to that person who can stand in their own happiness. And you know what? I'm typically the person that says the Lovers is all about selfless self, but you know what? I feel like this is about you and new relationships, pile 2. I feel like it's you blossoming in a new way with someone that's already there, or someone that is, not already in your spectrum. And if it's someone that's already there, don't be surprised if something comes in and it's you and that person, feel a renewed openness or a renewed honeymoon phase. And if it's someone that's not there, lean into it and see where the relationship takes you. Is this someone who can be a new lifelong friend? Is this someone who could be a romantic partner? Is this someone who can, help you with your creativity and gain that little bit of confidence, so that way we can go about through everything that we want to create and do? I know I threw the Nine of Swords out, but it helps to keep those cards together. All right, so what's behind us is resentment, and what's in front of us is innocence. So that's telling me that even though we had everything pretty well balanced and we had a reason to celebrate, we weren't happy with how things were then. There was a lot of things in our circumstances and a lot of things in our control that just we weren't happy with. And part of our despair and anxiety here is we're going to try to break free from that and go to a place where things are new. And realize innocence is on top of death here. To me, that is clearly saying we are going to start with a clean slate. We are going to use that Empress energy and that Temperance energy and put ourselves in a position where everything is new, where we aren't even going to have a basis other than knowledge and understanding of how to deal with the things that are coming, because we're in a completely new space. Think of it this way. Say we lived in a place where there was 4 seasons, the whole cold winter, hot summer, spring and fall have their own, middles. And now you didn't like that, okay? We were tired of the freezing winters. So now we're going to the south. We're going to go California, or Southern California. We're going to go Texas. We're going to go to Louisiana. We're going to go to Florida. We're going to go to a place. We're going to go to Hawaii, where there are no freezing winters, or their version of freezing, the coldest is like 32 degrees, which, yes, 32 degrees Fahrenheit is freezing. But hear me out. It gets lower than that where I'm from. It's not, rare for us to get to 0 degrees Fahrenheit. So when we go to that new southern state, we're in a new space. We're in a new place. We don't understand how to dress. for 70-degree weather in December, because that's not our normal. It's a completely new space. And that's okay to be in that space. And it's great to be in that space because you went from a place that you no longer want it to be a part to a place you want it to go to, start fresh, start clean, and find yourself. And in doing that, I can't escape this Lover's card, guys. That's huge. The Lover's card is so big because for me, even if it is somebody else, it's always yourself first. You're always in harmony with yourself first, and that's huge. All right, shadow self is what I laid on top of the Empress and Temperance, and that's telling me we are doing the work. We are leaving something behind that no longer is something we want to live in. We are saying, I'm not going to be this person anymore. I'm going to be the person I'm meant to be or I want to be. I'm not going to be the person that I've been expected to be my whole life. Have confidence. Have courage. Be you. Even if that means you have to leave some people behind. Be you. All right, pile 2. I also want to talk about your stone. You had fire quartz. Fire quartz is known for helping cut cords, helping release energies that no longer serve you. Take the fire quartz energy, start cutting those cords so we can get in this innocence, so we can utilize the death that's coming, so that way we can remember to be creative and apply everything that we learned so we can get to that harmonious self. You can do it, pile 2. I believe in you. You have a lot going on, but I'm proud of you. All right, pile 3, let's get into your reading. All right, first card, 2 of Swords. So this is who you are, not who you are as a person, but who you are in the situation. And here we're stuck. We're paralyzed by decision. We're at a crossroads and we can't decide whether we want to go left or right. We can't decide whether the answer is to go up or down. Either way, the important thing is that you need to make a decision, and understand that just because you make that decision doesn't mean that, it's a permanent forever thing. It may feel permanent now, but know that you can always go back. You can always change things. It's not something that nothing in this world is permanent. So if we were to make this decision and say you finally decide to go right, okay, cool, you went right, you decide right's no longer as fun, so start going left. You can do that. So this is why we ask the question, or the point of the reading. Here we have the 9 of Swords, and we have the 6 of Cups reversed. So 9 of Swords, that's all about us being in our head. That's depression, that's anxiety. That's us being kept up by our dreams, by our subconscious, by everything, and not being able to get sleep. We're literally losing sleep over our thoughts. And then we have the 6 of Cups reversed, which is telling me that we're remembering the simple times. We're thinking of the nostalgia of the times when things are easy, when things are great, but that's a trap. I'm going to straight up tell you that's a trap, pile 3. Because there were hard times in the past too. In the past, there were hard times that you thought you couldn't get past, and you got past them. And now they don't seem as hard. So it seems easy. Let's not get caught up in our heads. This is our immediate past. Just because I say immediate doesn't mean it happened yesterday. Just because I say past doesn't mean it's not still something we're going through. Here we have the Queen of Pentacles and the 3 of Swords. The Queen of Pentacles is a reminder that we have the ability to do what it is we need to do. We have the ability to be who we need to be. We can organize, we can, create, we can prioritize, we can strategize. Remember that Pentacles too is more than just about finances. It's about your time, energy, and health. We spend time, we spend energy, hopefully we're not spending our health. So the Queen of Pentacles is someone who's a loving, nurturing person and has the ability to do what needs to be done in order to keep things, the homestead happy and, good. But then we have the 3 of Swords, and that 3 of Swords is disappointment. It is disappointment from expectations, from lack of communication, or because you set the bar so high that it was going to fall. Here's the example of setting the bar so high. Say you want to, run your first 5K, which is 3.1 miles, and you want to run it in 15 minutes. Okay, that's a good time if you're an experienced and dedicated runner, because 15 minutes is not really world record breaking, but 15 minutes, depending on if you're female or male, and unfortunately that does come into play, that makes a huge difference. So understand that if you are going to try to do this 5K and you're convincing yourself that you can do it in 15 minutes, you better be training for years. Now, if this is your first 5K and you just want to complete it, that's a good bar. If this is your first 5K and you want to run it in 25 minutes, that's also very realistic. So let's make sure we're setting the bar to an example or to something that can even be achieved. Because a lot of times we set ourselves to something that we think is realistic and we don't realize we've set it too high. So the Three of Swords is a reminder that our disappointment, our heartache is either from lack of communication, from not telling somebody else what it is that we want, or from setting the bar so high that it wasn't even attainable. This is our advice / grounding, and here we have the Seven of Swords reversed along with the Six of Pentacles. Seven of Swords is deceit. There's no way around it, but it's reversed, which means we know that we're being deceived, and we are most likely deceiving ourselves. Because the first person that you deceive is yourself, to believe that whatever else someone else is telling you is worth it. But you know on the inside it's not right. And then we got the Six of Pentacles, and that's almsgiving. That's us receiving extra time, receiving extra energy, albeit maybe in the way that we weren't hoping for it, but it is time and energy being given to us. Our next steps cards is the High Priestess reversed. I believe pile 1 actually had the High Priestess reversed in the same exact spot. And the High Priestess reverse is the universe saying, we're telling you what it is you need to do. We're telling you what it is that you're looking for, but you're resisting the message. You're not listening. You're not going within. All right, our internal influences is the Ten of Wands reversed. This is good. This is good to see. This means we're not going to keep carrying the weight of the world on our shoulders. This means that we understand we need to put some things down, that we need to prioritize, that we need to delegate, that we need to ask for help. I'm happy to see that. The next two cards is a way to our possible outcome. All right, here we have the Lovers reversed to the Moon reversed. All right, the Lovers reversed is about disharmony. It's about things falling apart. It's about creating distance. This could be you and somebody else, or this could be you and yourself. And you're saying, how is disharmony and falling apart of myself even possible? Dark night of the soul? You know, breaking down and realizing how you've been seeing yourself isn't really there? That's all disharmonious. But that leads us to the Moon reverse. And the Moon reversed is actually, when I'm interpreting it, it's better. Because when the Moon is reversed, it's us receiving messages from the divine in a very clear and distinct way. It's us understanding the message so clearly that it leaves no room for doubt about what it is we need to do, about what it is we need to, where we need to go. When we have the Moon reversed, it's us actually getting the message very clear and very distinctively. Whether that be in a dream, whether that be in our own epiphany through meditation, or even just while driving down the road, whether it be in a book, we will get the very clear and distinct aha moment that is going to make all of this make sense. All right. We have a lot going on, pile 3. This is a very heavy message, but I'm going to work through it. So here I see that we are surrounded by fear and heartache. We have a decision we have to make, but we're paralyzed by our own anxiety. And we keep trying to get back to whatever it was that was in the past that made us happy. But this decision isn't based on that. This decision is much further. Remember, I called this a trap. These two cards together, to me, is just staying in your head saying, I remember the good times and I can't go forward anymore. Yes, we have the ability to be the Queen of Pentacles. That is still inside of us. The person who gets things done, the person who goes about and, organizes, creates, and does what they need to do, even down to doing the laundry and the dishes on a regular basis. That's the Queen of Pentacles in all of you, pile 3. But we still have to let go of that expectation and understand that communication is key. Communication with self is what I'm going to point out, because we've allowed ourselves to deceive ourselves. I understand that there might be outside influences and that you might have been deceived by outward influences, but it's also probably because you are deceiving yourself. I 100% can say that most of us are deceived because we ignore ourselves. We say it's fine. We say it's okay when it's not fine or okay. We say it doesn't bother. We say we understand when we're lying and it does bother us and we don't understand. That being said, pile 3, we have the 6 of Pentacles. Lean into that given space. Lean into that extra energy. If that's a friend who's willing to help you, if that is you having, your friend cancels plans and now you have a whole day to work on yourself, if that is someone offering to give you some money, lean into that. Lean into that energy that someone is willing to offer you and listen. Listen to what the universe is saying to you. Get quiet. Get still. Take these anxieties for a moment. Take them all. Journal them out. Don't worry about what decision you have to make. Don't worry about what's the right and wrong one. Get still and listen. You've already decided you need to reprioritize. But the Lovers reversed, you're going to need space. You're going to have to allow a few things to break down in order to grow. That's just how it is. Sometimes you have to tear down a wall that has cracks in it so you can rebuild and make the structure stronger. Which will then lead us to that aha moment, will lead us to that everything makes sense. Sometimes we have to go through the shit, pile 3, and that seems like what you have to do. Let's see what our 2 emotion cards here. All right. We have Avarice and we have Journey. Avarice is us being in a place of just despite, deceit, unhappiness. It's like beyond envy. It's everything that just is soul-sucking and wants to just drag you under. But then we have Journey in front of us. We don't have to stay in Avarice. We don't have to stay in that place of hurt, of pain, of anger. We can allow ourselves to move with water through the journey in order to get to that happier spot. All right, pile 3. Let it go. If that isn't an overarching message of this whole reading, that card sums it up way more pretty and way more succinct and simply than I could. Let it go. Yes, you've been hurt. Yes, something happened. But you need to let it go. We need to move on. And we need to care for ourselves, pile 3. The stone that you picked on your pile is mucilite, which is known to help with connectivity, but it's also known to help with grounding. So allow yourself to ground into Mother Earth and allow yourself to connect to the divine to help you through this time that you're going through. Pile 3, if you could, I would love for you to comment down below just a little bit of what you're going through to see if I can't help give you just another simple message or encouragement. And whatever you're going through, pile 3, know that you're not in it alone, that the divine is there to help you, and I will be sending you blessings your way as well.